Welcome back to the show. We now return to New Zealand for highlights of round 4 from the New Zealand Jetsprinting Championships.
So we're down to the 5. From here we'll cut them to just 3. This is Baden Gray. Baden Gray's split in the top 8 was a 32.91. So he will be looking to improve on that if he wants to go any further. And to do that, he's got to be fast and he's got to be smooth, and he's got to negotiate the 7-island course without having too many problems. 32.91 the split time for the top 8. What's it going to be here in the 5? Are we going to see 2 of the 10 Tools racing boats in the top 5 at Hastings? Coming down to the split time now, it is a 33.03, so he's dropped a little bit of time from his top 8 performance. Of course, those times mean nothing now because we start with a clean slate, but what it's going to transfer into is a slightly slower finishing time. It's not going to be in the 46s, it's a 47.16. Duncan Wilson, Jamie Lee Lupton next to go. Remember, they had problems with their original boat, ignition failure, so they've borrowed a boat. So this will be quite new to them. A lot of the different drivers and navigators set their boats up slightly different. Oh, and you can see that Duncan's not leaving anything to chance. He's pushing it and pushing it hard. Well, he doesn't know any other way, really, from all his years in Suzuki Superboat. Nice, tidy line through the hairpin there for Duncan Wilson, the farmer from Wanganui. You're riding with him here as he works down towards the split point. Got to be better than the 33.03 of Baden Gray to stay up, and it's not going to be. 34.30, so Duncan Wilson has got it all to do. He's got to really fly home now here at Hawke's Bay. Round number 4 of the Jet Sprinting Championship, and he's not going to be able to do it, I don't think. 47.16 for Baden Gray. Duncan Wilson, 47.94. Not what he was looking for. For now, he is second, but that won't hold up, I am sure of it. Richard Murray and Kirsty Manning. First into the 45s in the top 8 with that 45.58. Now for the Ford fans out there, listen to the slightly different engine note. Rumoured that the Ford running a little bit more torque than the small block Chevys. Oh, and that's not what he wanted to see, and oh, that's violent. And he just about drove the front of the boat into the island. And there is the result, and you see Kirsty and also Richard scrambling to get out of the boat. That's a leg coming out, so they're coming out backwards. That was a fast impact. Here it is again, have a look, it happens so quickly. Just gets a little bit offline and just drives straight up over the island, and then the boat just spears in nose first. That would have been a scary impact for Wanganui's Richard Murray and Kirsty Manning, and that means they're now out of the 5. For the first time in the 4 rounds of the championship, there'll be no Mean Machine on the podium. You see there that Kirsty Manning's got some problems, maybe with his back or a leg injury. The rescue crew there quickly, and they do their job brilliantly, as they always do. Mel and his team, just a godsend for jet sprinting.
Just a bit too hot, I think, at the wrong time. Went a bit wide into the corner. Knew I wasn't going to make it through, so hit the island square on and just hoped that it was just going to straighten up and carry on. Didn't quite go that way, though. But
much damage?
No, surprisingly, no. I think we could probably straighten up the air cleaner and fire it up again, and away we go again. So
you'll be at the next round?
Oh, definitely, yeah. It's we've got one small ding on the left-hand side, and that to me, and the air cleaner's a little bit bent, but it's just the shaft inside. To me, that's it. Yeah.
What about the body?
I'm all right, but the navigator's a bit sore, so yeah, he's got a bit of a sore neck. I think the old helmet took the full brunt of the waterfalls, so it's tried to pull his head off. So yeah, but he'll be right.
You know, we finally stepped up, and then Duncan Wilson jumps in the mix. So you know, it's just such a bloody hot field out there. It's just like I hear them saying, throw a blanket over everyone.
Well, with the DNF to Richard Murray, that means Duncan Wilson still sitting in second place ranking with Bevan Muir and his wife Kathy still to go. Kathy is the secretary for the New Zealand Jetsprints. The boat is 10 Tools Racing. It is a 405 cubic inch Chevy running around about 600 horsepower, white pointer hull, so a stinger. Just into the hairpin and out again. Nice and smooth transition there for Bevan and Kathy Muir. So this time should be a beauty. They work their way down to our electronic split point here on the course. Needs to be in the 32s at best, I would think, and he is. 32.75, and that's the fastest split we've seen in the 5. Well, it's been a little bit of carnage in the 5 so far, hasn't it? Duncan Wilson didn't go probably as best as he could. His time blew out. Then we lost Richard Murray and Kessie Manning, and now Bevan Muir. If he can get into the 47-second mark, he'll go into the #1 ranking, I think, when we cut them from 5 to just 3, and that's exactly what he does. 46.55 for Muir. He goes to the top with Sam Newdick still to come. Put this in the back of your mind, though. Sam Newdick has already completed a run in 44.27 seconds, so he's got a little bit up his sleeve if he wants to use it. On the bubble now, Duncan Wilson. His time of 47.94 may not be good enough. Nice, good transition out of the hairpin for Sam Newdick and Glenn Mason. Glenn Mason, all the experience in the world as a navigator, rode with Rex Bryant in all of his national titles. And here he is with Sam Newdick. Sam Newdick finishing second last year to Reg and Julie Smith. Told everyone that wants to listen that he wants to go one better. He wants to go to the top step of the podium. 31.02. Oh, that is easily the fastest split, so he's on his way. He should make the final if he keeps it in the water. He does so. 44.24. So Sam Newdick once again tops the tree as we cut them from 5 to 3. It'll be Bevan Muir, Baden Gray and Sam Newdick dicing it out in the final of PSP International Group A. Slowest always goes first, and that's Baden Gray. Baden's best time throughout the eliminations was in the top 8, did a 46.80. See what he can do here. Best split time so far, the 32.91. That was on the way to the 46.80. He's got 2 things to concentrate on. Oh, and he's got it wrong as well. I was just going to say he's got to keep it off the islands. That's one of the things he's got to concentrate on. And the second thing is he's got to bring it back in tip-top shape for Bevan Muir. He couldn't do either. You heard it going wrong. He got right off the throttle, then just picked up the island, and he's just a passenger from then on. Didn't look to be too much damage to 10 tools, so that may not affect Bevan.
Oh, I think I got wide and hit that bank, but it's all good. I mean, I got third, which is better than 3/5 what I've been having. So,
You think the boat's all right?
oh, I'd want to have a look underneath it. It hit pretty hard. Luckily, it was good we didn't roll.
You're not hurt?
Tanya's the back of her neck's a bit sore, but probably just from the jolt. It was quite a jolt because the water's so low that the islands are quite high.
So we started with 3, and now there's just 2 to go, and this is the fastest man on the planet, the fastest man in the country so far this season in PSP International Group A. This is Sam Newdick and Glenn Mason. So he will be the first to post a time in the final for International Group A. Remember, he has been in the 44s. He did a 44.24 in the top 5. He did a 44.27 in the top 8. Bevan Muir still to go, and there is a question mark over 10 Tools Racing, but let's see what Sammy Newdick can do. The drain layer from Hamilton. What about the split? 31.14. He keeps on going faster. Just when we think he can't go any better, he can't have a better, cleaner run, he does it time and time again. Looking for another sub 45-second clocking here is Sam Newdick, 44.13. Take that, Bevan Muir.
Very happy to finish the day with our fastest time. But there's obviously one more boat to go, so we'll just hold our breath.
So this is the one more boat to go. This is Bevan and Kathy Muir, 10 Tools Racing, and this truly is a family operation. The in-laws, the outlaws, the kids, they all help. And it has been a winning combination before. The boat has had numerous national titles shared between both Baden and Bevan. As I said before, Bevan seems to have found his mojo again. They had a bit of a tortured start to the season, but they're back on track here, or in this case, on the water. Now, we talked about the jolts to the drivers. Let's think about the jolts to the boats and the engines as well. We're talking about G-forces here, and there's probably something like 3 or 4 G-forces in the turns, and that means oil surge for the engines. No dry sumps on these small block Chevys. 33.69, not quite the out-of-this-world 31.14 of Sam Newdick, but good enough to get a whole hatful of points here for Bevan and Kathy Muir with a 47.79. They will finish second. It will be their teammate, Baden Gray, and Tanya Ironmonger through in third.
We've had a rough season. Yeah, no, she's a bit second-hand, the old boat. She handled like a pig out there, so But at the end of the day, all we had to do was get around, I suppose. But
So it is Sam Udick on top on 120 points. Richard Murray on 112. That cost the exit in the 5. And Paul Gaston went out in the top 8. That cost him as well. He's now third equal with Bevan Muir on 107.
Don't go anywhere. After the break, it's top-class sailing action from France. And later in the show, we go kite racing in Italy. See you in a couple of minutes.